Hey guys, JP Dumni here, former Proteas cricket player. It is an exciting time for cricket in Chicago. I will be an advisory board member to Breybourne Cricket Club. What an exciting venture. To the administrators, to the players of the Breybourne Cricket Club, I just want to wish you all the very best.
Assalamualaikum everyone, this is Sohail Tanveer. I'm very excited to be part of Liberty Cricket Club in Chicago, and I'm playing for Incredible Cricket Club. See you all soon in Chicago.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to match number 3 with the USAPL, the gold standard in franchise T20 cricket. I'm your host for the evening, Shaz Latif, and I'm joined here by the Beast, Srijay. So everybody, please welcome Srijay here to the broadcast booth. And as the match gets ready to get started here, the Incredibles have won the toss, and they've elected to bat. So, Srijay, we've got a very interesting match here with the Incredibles and Breybourne Cricket Club. Breybourne coming off a victory, and the Incredibles coming into their first match. You, having played in the inaugural weekend, give us some of your thoughts on the USAPL.
Yeah, I mean, hats off to the management team for putting together such a great tournament. And this should be an interesting game. I mean, Breybourne coming on the back of such a massive win, and Incredibles out to put on their first display and prove themselves in the tournament. It should be a good contest here. So you got one team with the nerves of playing the first game, and the other team coming with the highs of having won by a large margin. So it should be a good contest.
Great. Thank you so much, Srijay, and welcome to the booth. I know you'll be joining us here for at least the first half, if not more, so as time permits for you. And getting ready here for the first ball. So I welcome all of those viewing at home, and if you are in the area, come on down. We are at the Bolingbrook Stadium, located at the Indian Boundary Park, out here in beautiful Bolingbrook. So please do come on down. We have Fahad and Hassan on for the Incredibles, with Mohit coming for the first ball. And as I say that, he decides that he does not want to bowl just yet. So Srijay, speaking on the nerves that you spoke about, of course the competition is very intense, right, with the USAPL, and considering the level of talent here, what are your expectations here from the Incredibles as they get ready for their first match?
The good thing with the Incredibles lineup is they are carrying a good roster of guys who've played on this field before. Yes, it's a new turf that we're all playing on, and the field is lightning fast, but the guys know the condition. They know the wind direction, how it's coming in, how playing in the lights under the lights is gonna be, and everything like that. And that'll be something that I'd be interested to see how the Breybourne batsmen do under the lights, because most of them have not played here under the lights, and it'd be interesting to see. There we go, Mohit Patel flicking it down, down to fine leg, and picking up 2 runs. Checking on him this morning. Looks like he.
And we're back. We apologize for the technical difficulties here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting all the little kinks worked out for us, but rest assured you did not miss much. It's been 2 dot balls, a slash by Fahad, that was missed, and another attempted slash that was also missed. The weather is absolutely beautiful here. Perfect conditions. Srijay, I know you're a batsman. I'm a batsman. These are the ideal conditions for us currently, is it not?
Absolutely. I think in this tournament, a great ball again by Mohit Patel here. Fahad trying to push. They get harder once the lights comes on and the dew on the field. The ball's not going to drive as far. Hats off to Mohit Patel though. I mean, he picked up an injury with the ball hitting him in the head on a follow through yesterday, and here he is shining and sticking up for his team. We got a Fahad playing it on to mid on. Oh, going for a second. Close call. Not out. Given by umpire Ehsan.
That's right, a very close call. With that, the over is complete for Mohit, with 3 runs for the Incredibles, with the loss of none.
second bowler coming in to start his spell is Prithvish Patel. He got off to the flyer on this tournament. As you recall, he picked up 3 crucial wickets against Cardinals to set them back right away during the power play overs. What do you expect from him today?
Yes, Vijay, Prithvish was spot on with his bowling when he came against the Cardinals, and it really set them back. So I'm expecting the same here, and almost a pretty big nick right there, but a heave. But yeah, for Prithvish, it's going to be all about his line and length, right? His consistency. That's what made him really good in the first round, in the first match that he played. And that is what is going to help him get propelled here even further if he wants to continue his wicket-taking ways. And another attempted slash. So it seems like Hassan right now is just getting beat by Prithvish, right? And he's unable to read that pace.
That's Fahad. Hassan is on the
So I apologize. That's actually Fahad that's actually on strike. The jerseys are throwing me off here. And a mistimed, but goes over towards the offside third man region, and he's going to get that ball right back. And a quick 2 runs here for the Incredibles. So Prithvish starting off strong, only conceding. So we would, personally for myself, I don't expect anything other than what he did against the Cardinals, right? And it's easier said than done. Excuse me, but that's that was timed well, but there you see Talha, those quick hands. Oh, it seems like he was in 2 different states of mind there with his bat. He didn't know if he wanted to just let that go or let that play. But for Fahad, he's gonna have to take advantage of this power play. He's gonna have to get going here pretty soon. I know Hassan has not gotten much on there because he hasn't had the ability to get onto strike. But taking 11 balls in already, only 5 runs. It's not boding well for the Incredibles for this start right now. And there he goes. As I said, he pulls it over onto the leg side. Is there going to be a single? Yes. Breybourne excellent with their fielding. Gets that in, and wouldn't you know it, Fahad retains strike. So with 2 overs complete, it's the Incredibles at 6 with the loss of none.
A great start by Prithvish, just giving up 3 runs on his first over, getting those great outswingers of his going. We have Mohit Patel here to continue from the south end of the field.
Suja, you've played here on this field quite a bit. Obviously, you've got the south end and the north end. Any particular end that you prefer, and if so, why?
I think me being my gentle off spin that you love to talk about with my floaters, I prefer to bowl from the south end because I think that boundary is just a tad bigger, especially going towards the cow corner area compared to bowling from the north end. And it's easier to retrieve my balls when the guys hit me out of the park versus going into the bushes here. But and likewise from a batting point, batting on the south, batting from the south gives you that shorter boundary when you're hitting it straight. So I think that those would be my preference. But I'd be interested to see what your take is on what do you think the score would be. I mean, we've seen most of the games be about a run a ball 120, 130, but we've seen a few games where, we saw Breybourne chase down that 120 in 12 overs, and Spartans put up almost 180 the other day. So what do you think is Mohit Patel picking up the wicket of Fahad, a ball a little back of the length, and Talha Mohsin making no mistakes there at short mid-off, picking up that wonderful catch, setting back LIV Incredibles.
into his catching radius. So for the Incredibles, not a good start. They've lost 1 wicket with only 8 runs. But they do have a pretty deep lineup, so hopefully they are still able to take advantage of this power play. But credit to Mohit, where credit is due. His strong performance continues on from his first match. So this two-headed monster between Mohit and Prithvish for Breybourne, you know, the captain's got something there, and it seems like he's definitely going to utilize it. And coming on for the Incredibles is going to be Agram Sethi. So Agram's pretty well known here as well in the Midwest region, specifically in the BPL as well. He's a very well-known player and just a good guy as well. So that's also important here. So if you're in the area, ladies and gentlemen, please do come on by, say hi to 3J and myself. We're here with our team, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody come on by. It's absolutely a beautiful night, and it's only going to get it's only going to get better with the lights coming into effect here pretty soon, as the Incredibles will take on the Breybourne Cricket Club in the second innings here as well. So come on down if you are in the area. We'd love to see you. And to go back to your earlier question, 3J, personally I have no preference. I'm never in the crease long enough. But no, it's just I think the ground here is just it's superb, right? It's absolutely well maintained, and especially the way the maintenance has been this year, it's just been off the charts. Just similar to you, I prefer batting on the south end, right? Just you've got the shorter boundary going straight ahead of you, and then and on the offside as well. It's slightly bigger, but you know, gives us more room to swing that bat. So, which is what we really want to do, don't we? Hey, who cares about the bowling? Just kidding. For all you bowlers out there, it's a dot ball, and ooh, good back up there. So just kidding to all you bowlers out there. Of course, you know, without you guys, we can't hit anybody. So just kidding, just kidding. All love here.
Mohit Patel seemed to be bowling a great line right now, giving the batsmen no room to free their arm. Agrim is someone who likes to kind of feel the ball on. Oh, Agrim takes a blow there. A bouncer from Mohit hits him on the shoulder area, but he seems to be fine. He's got the big muscles there to make up for it. So. Going off out of the trying to put this big swing, trying to clear the boundaries. So it'd be interesting to see if how Mohit and Prithvish attack him. I mean, right now they seem like they're giving no room for the batsmen.
And there it is. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call timing. Wow. That was over the hill on the south side of the field. Superb, and those were the muscles you were talking about, right? Right there.
That's a response to the fast bowler, right? You take me on my body, I'll take you out of the ground the next ball. Great intent shown by Agrim to get the first.
Absolutely, and Agrim, you know, after he took that hit, you know, he kind of waved off the bowler like, no big deal. I was hoping for kind of a Marnus Labuschagne, you know, just like a stare down, like, come get me again, man, if you can. But he retaliates in a better way, I guess. Exactly. He got back where it hurts the most on the scoreboard. So very well done by Agrim here. And Mohit with another good ball, mistimed. Most likely from the inside of the bat. Nothing coming off the meat there. So gets a quick single, and with that we've got 3 overs complete for the Breybourne Cricket Club. For the Incredibles, 15 runs with a loss of 1.
Here's an interesting question for you. What do you think is going through Ehsan Ahmed's head? He's played 3 overs, watching the show from the non-striker's end. Hasn't gotten a single ball yet. He's a batsman who likes to get involved right away with his quick singles and doubles, but here he is, 3 overs, just watching the show from the non-striker's end.
You wonder if that thought creeps in, right? It's like, man, am I ever gonna get to see a ball here? But no, I've been in those positions not as long as 3 overs, so thankfully, thank God. But I think it's just you got to be prepared, right? And that's what it comes down to. Whether you're in the top of the order, middle, or the bottom, when you go up, that mental focus has got to be consistently there. And even as a non-striker, you have a duty with your partner, right, on the other end to communicate, to make those right calls, the right reads, and help coach each other while you're out in the field. So Prithvish comes back, and Agrim smacks it over to the offside. And is that a boundary? No. Just inside, just misses a 4. And I mean, he just misses it by maybe half a foot long there. It just didn't have enough carry, but well done by Agrim. Continues his good strike, and his intentions are pretty well known. It seems like here he's not trying to mess around in this power play. He wants to go and get those incredibles on the board fairly quickly here. So I know you've played Prithvish quite a bit, Srijay. What are some of the things that we should be looking out for as he continues his bowling attack here?
Prithvish is, we got a run-out possibility. A throw comes in just shy of the stumps. They're able to sneak in for a quick single there. Yeah, Prithvish is is linked quite a bit based on how the batsmen are coming in, and he has a good in-swinger as well that he kind of tends to mix it in, kind of thinking, making you think he's going to be out and then bring one right back in at your pads. And finally, Ehsan Ahmed is going to play his first ball of USAPL at 3.2 overs. Here comes Prithvish. And getting that's a great feeling, right? Feeling bat on ball, first ball of a big tournament like this. I mean, that kind of helps settle the nerves a little. Breybourne here with a packed offside field. We have a short mid-wicket and a mid-on. Other than that, everybody else is on the offside. We have a deep third man, and Prithvish coming in. Ehsan placing it down to gully, not able to hit the gap there to get a quick single. But this is what I mean. If you looked at Prithvish right now, the last ball was pitched up. This one he pulled a length back, trying to tempt the batsman to kind of go over the top. And I think that's what Breybourne are looking for here with Prithvish's outswinger, that Ehsan trying to go over the top, maybe, hits it hard enough there, carries to the third man. Prithvish coming in for the 5th ball of the over. Back of the length, cut away by Ehsan over forward point, taking a quick single, and I think that's Thirth Patel with a good sliding dive there to pick up the ball and throw it into the keeper to the other side.
Yeah, you see that little slip by the fielder. I don't think it would have cost him any additional runs. I think there was always a 2 there. But something to note also is on Agrim's side where he slipped in the crease as well. So just keep something out. Hopefully he didn't tweak anything. It doesn't look like it, but something to notate as we move forward. You see very well played by Ehsan. Just that, like you said, the bat on ball, coming on top of the ball and keeping that there. Hopefully gets him some confidence to continue to move forward. So at the completion of 4 overs, it's the Incredibles at 20 with a loss of 1. So coming into the attack now is Talha Mohsen. A little bit earlier than where he came in with Breybourne in the first match. So Captain Jay Desai going to Talha earlier, and rightfully so, considering Talha took very key wickets towards the latter part of the innings in their first match against the Cardinals. So Talha being rewarded, being trusted even more. So here he comes with his first ball. And a great dot ball. That's a golden dot ball there. So Talha looks like he's in fine form currently in the field along with his bowling. And Talha, if you've played against him, you know what he brings. He comes in quick, and his arm action's even quicker. So you must be ready. So if you're Aslan, there it is. And just as I was about to say, if you're Aslan, you got to be ready for those quick singles. And just like that, they've got it going.
Yeah, Talha Mohsen coming on the back of a great performance last game for Breybourne, picking up 3 wickets actually. So him and Pritish both had 3 wickets there. But Talha was actually the most economical bowler that game. He was, I think, 3 or 4 overs, and he only gave up 13 runs. So a short pitch ball to Ehsan, who just taps it down to fine leg, and a quick single again. I think Incredibles are, pacing themselves well. They're waiting for the bad ball to put out of the park, and other than that, they're trying to push the singles to make sure that the scoreboard keeps ticking. And, in T20 here, we're almost a quarter of the way through the inning here for Incredibles. I think that's where they're heading.
Yeah, it's absolutely about continue to rotate that strike, continue to build those innings here, right? I know you asked me earlier what usually the par score is, right, for USAPL, considering this is the higher form of cricket, if you will. And there's an edge. Oh, no opportunity there. Go right between the gully and slips. So, considering the chase by Breybourne at 127, they make it look like a cakewalk, and their captain Jay Desai definitely had a lot to do with that. I would say on the standard, we say about 175 as a really good par score. I think that's where I'll probably go around 185-ish. It may sound like 10 runs, but there's another flick off to the leg side there by Ehsan, and looks like he's getting into form with the quick double here. So about 175 is par. 185, I think it gives you a little bit of cushion, even though it's just 10 runs. But the caliber of bowling that's here, the caliber of fielding here, those 10 runs could run, loom very large here as well. So say 185, and if you really have a great day, you can put up a score of over 200 here easily as well, considering this ground allows for that to happen with the boundaries being short on certain sides, and then also in addition to that, just the way the field is and how fast the field is. It's if you time it right, it's going to go to the boundary. And with T20, that is what it's all about. It's just considering just the format of the game. And a miss hit inside edge. And Agram's very eager to take the strike, but Incredibles at 26 for a loss of 1. And Breybourne continues to switch it up. Captain Jay Desai is going with Prith Patel. Tirth, if you remember, is the spinner. And right off the first ball, you got a nice play there. Very nicely played. And a quick double. Oh, a lot closer than expected. That was a great throw. And it looks like there was a collision between the batsman and the wicketkeeper. Yep. There's a good old rub on top of the head. For all you wicketkeepers, you guys know what that feels like. Fortunately, Srijay, you and I don't. And we prefer to keep it that way. Because if us two tall guys get hit in the head, we've got a bigger problem to worry about.
You know, you would think keeper getting hit with a bat in the head is a rare occasion. But actually, this is the second time this week Jace got hit in the head with the bat, unfortunately. Jay, if you're listening to this, hope you feel better, buddy, and maybe take 1 or 2 steps back next time. Third there, maintaining good line and length. I have noticed, even batting on this pitch, that the ball tends to stop and grip a lot more than the previous pitch that we had. And I think as this... Ooh, a quicker one from third. Ehsan swinging right through it, but not able to get underneath the ball. Just missing the off stump there by third. Great bowling. As I say, as the ball slows down, third throws in a dart right by off stump. I think Ehsan is trying to get a move on here with scoring 8 of 10 balls. He's trying to accelerate the scoring here. He's being the opening batsman. There he goes, playing over the covers, but the ball ends up going over point, taking the outside edge of the bat, and they take a single.
Tirth using his variations here effectively as Agrim comes back to strike. If you notice, Agrim's wearing number 23. I think we all know what that stands for here in the Chicagoland area. That's a very sacred number. So, Agrim, more power to you. Make sure you keep that number high in the sky here in Chicago, as it's supposed to be. For those of you watching us on Facebook Live or on Cricket Clubs, please go ahead and send us your comments, any questions you may have. We love the interaction. Give us what you think is going to be the score here for the Incredibles, as we are almost... and there is a shot by Agrim, and that comes almost and hits us on the fly. Wow. What a shot by Agrim again. Very well. But very well timed. And Tirth, as you said, you know, he varies it a lot, but that's a spin bowler, right? It's the life of a spin bowler. When you don't get that line or length, it's going to get punished, and that's exactly what happened there. Again, and does he have enough? No, I think Jay's underneath it. He's got it. Jay Patel with the safe hands. The Allstate safe hands discount. Also, you guys can send me a check on my personal Zelle, please. But Jay Patel with those safe hands make that basket catch right about waist high. So Agam going again, but unfortunately didn't time it well. It seems like came off from the bottom of the bat, Srijay, and unfortunately for the Incredibles, that is the loss of their second wicket. But a great showing by Agam for 18 runs on 11 balls with a couple of boundaries, 2 sixes to be precise. And seems like we've got the next batsman already coming into the crease. Let's see who that is going to be. And that is Dhananjay. You're absolutely right. Srijay, I feel like you know everybody here, so I may just well look to you and ask rather than looking for the name on the app here. But you've been in there in those shoes before where you kind of mistime it. You feel like you got all of it, especially the previous ball where you know you timed it very well, so you kind of go for it again. You see that little slight variation from Tirth, right? Gets it to the, maybe pitches it a little bit shorter from what, exactly. You know, he pitches a little bit slower, a little bit shorter. So as you're coming back and you're attempting to play the same shot that you feel was there, but obviously that's where that quote-unquote change Trith comes back, and that's slashed away, and that is a misfield. Cannot have that here during the T20 matches here, or in general, to be honest. So Trith comes back. So Srijay, I'm not sure if you're aware or if you've been keeping up, we've got the Kiwis taking a tour of England, so New Zealand touring England. So a very exciting match here for the test match even, right? So you thought England, incredibly the way they bowled with James Anderson and the young Potts, but New Zealand with Jacob Draconholm, Trent Bolt, and a very nice defense there from Dhananjay. So your thoughts on that series? And the Kiwis right now, right? The Ferns. What are your thoughts on that series, and what do you expect with the new era with Ben Stokes and Brendan McCullum leading the helm here in Test cricket for ECB?
Quick single there taken by Dhananjay. I think he was trying to push it down to the covers, but ended up going down to square leg in the end. Yeah, I mean, what a great start for any captain, right? Especially in a test match to get a team all out for a little over 130 runs, and a great occasion. I mean, I would say for a person born in New Zealand and a coach who played for New Zealand to start their new campaign against their country, right? I mean, I thought England did amazing with their bowling attack and getting those Kiwis out for 130 plus. I mean, that was great. But then Kiwis came back amazing. I mean, no one expected England to tumble as they did in there. Pitched up delivery. Ehsan trying to sweep it, gets the top edge, but since there's no square leg, the square leg was a deep square leg, so the ball just drops down into safe land, and they take another quick single. But yeah, like I said, I didn't think. A fun fact from that thing was Trent Bolt. I mean, on the 29th, he was playing the IPL final, and here he is 4 days later, delivering for his country, right? I mean, it was an amazing spell picking up those key wickets. Third continuing. A great over there by Third, just giving up 3 runs. I mean, a good spell so far. We got 12 for 1 in 2 overs. Be interesting to see if they keep Thirds on or if they bring in their next spinner in Salman from that end.
That's right. They still have Salman lurking out there somewhere. This Breybourne Cricket Club. Yeah, great. You know, it's like you said, England started off so strong, and what are the odds, right? You got 2 Kiwis against their own country. You know, in the greatest cricket, in my opinion, right? Greatest test, hence the word test. You know, of endurance and just mental toughness there. But yeah, just Kyle Jamieson, I think, is the one that turned that tide there for the Kiwis, and Kane Williamson doing what he does best as a captain, taking those chances and risks, and it paid off for him there. So with that similar mentality, Jay Desai decides it's time to change it up again and brings Shiv into the attack. And a little bit of a shuffle down the wicket, but nothing offered by Ehsan. And another dot ball here for Breybourne. So one thing I've noticed about Breybourne is they are very true to their fielding, and they are very true to their bowling, right? Only 1 game so far, but the history of these gentlemen that are in the field tells you that is what you can expect from this club, as it's very well-rounded. And there's a slash, and saved by the third man there at the boundary. Try to see who that is. I believe that's Samir. Yep, that's Samir Chowdhury, who saves a few runs there, so leads only to a single. As Dhananjay comes back in, and wondering if you're starting to think that Dhananjay is contemplating what he would like to do here. Oh, wow! That was a cross bat, and I don't know if he's got some twine on the bottom of his bat or what, but he saved himself somehow.
Hats off to Shiv. I mean, being the under-19 pick, coming in and delivering some darts here, keeping it full. away from the batsman. Dhananjay, another top edge ball. Samir Chowdhury coming in for the field, picks it up and keeps it just to a single. Samir Chowdhury is one of the fastest fielders in their team, and I guess it's credit to the groundsman at this field that they want to make sure the fast guy is available at third man to make sure they don't just slip out there for a boundary. I mean, Samir there covering quite a bit of ground, just keeping them to a single there.
Yeah, we've noticed a few players here who've slipped, right, on break. Right over deep point for a 4. Wow, that was smacked. That was absolutely smacked. Going back to, just like I said, is essentially you're seeing a lot of these Breybourne players on the field, and it could be just from a lack of familiarity with the field and just using the right spikes or the right shoes. So, you know, sometimes I personally prefer spikes when the field is a lot lighter. And another shot there. So not well timed, more of a cross bat there, and didn't get it from the meat of the bat. And that completes the over. So 9 complete here for the Incredibles at a score of 52-2 with a loss of 2.
How many more weekend games are there for USAPL? Not for the USAPL, but so they're all night games.
Tirth continues his spell from the north end, and if you guys ever been here to the ground, you see the lights have started to come on now, and they'll take effect here shortly. Still got a little bit of ways to go. And it's a very quick single, and is there a chance? Oh, perhaps if Tirth had fielded that on the first try, perhaps there's a chance. He had Salman backing him up, and then behind Salman you had Oves as well. So if you've been into the field here, if you're batting on the south end right now, you know how bad that sun is. And that's exactly where it is right now, where those shadows and sun are kind of creeping through the field. Oh, and is that a stump? And is he gone? Yes, yes, he is. Lightning quick hands by Jay Desai, the captain for Breybourne. And he produces a wicket for Tirth. Wow. And that was quick. Before we even got a chance to get the words out, the bails were already flying. So great job by Jay Desai, showing you again why he is the captain for Breybourne. As the Incredibles lose a very key wicket with Dhananjay. It was a very fast wicket between. And you've got Muda, Mahmood Chowdhury, or Muda as he's known by his friends, and hopefully he considers me his friend. He calls me the little guy all the time to be as sarcastic as he can with me. So Mahmood Chowdhury, very well known here in the Bolingbrook area, in the Chicagoland area. Known for going big, known for the acceleration that he can just absolutely go from 0 to 100 very, very quickly. With that being in mind, you know, Srija, you've been captain of the Spartans for a long time. If you're Jay, what are you thinking? What is your approach with Muda as he comes to the strike with Breybourne?
I think especially with this pitch, right? I think the spin with the ball gripping a little. I think maybe try to tempt Mahmood Chowdhury a bit to try to play his usual lofty shots. But there he is. First ball across the line. Now full toss picking up the wicket here. Mahmood Chowdhury playing completely across the line, missing the full toss ball, hitting him square on the pads. Ball. It's tough with the angle, but like stump. But the human element of the umpires come in. But Mahmood Chowdhury walking off with first ball duck. But yes, like you said, one of the nicest guys in Chicago. I've known him for over almost 20 years, actually. I think from when I started playing cricket here, I've known Mahmood Chowdhury. He's been a very nice guy who's always willing to help out and kind of coaching me those early days. Coming in for Incredibles is Moeen Barber. Moeen is known for his big hits and his lightning fast bowling. Lately, he's also been mixing in his leg spin. But Moeen is someone who I would think was probably coming in just trying to accelerate the scoring here for LIV Incredible, who have fallen under a run a ball at this point. I think they would try to get at least another 100 runs or so on the board, trying to go 10 and over from here to try to get to about 150, 160 with the batting power that Breybourne has.
Yeah, this is not boding well, and unfortunately here for the Incredibles, where the loss of Mahmood Chowdhury on a duck is going to hurt. That's going to sting for a while. But they do have a pretty deep lineup. It is, it's getting that time where either you're going to need to build those innings, get yourself set in, actually, and you don't even have a chance to build those innings anymore. Kind of had that chance a little bit earlier, but unfortunately you don't have that luxury now. So for Moeen Barber, now it's going to be get yourself in and start to go ahead and continue that acceleration, because as it currently stands, Breybourne can possibly chase us down within 10 overs, the way the Incredibles are currently going.
Third, bringing the whole field in. We got a first slip, a third slip, the points up. He's bowling his hat trick ball here. Third Patel coming in, possibly for the first hat trick. Oh, it's a dot ball. Moeen plays it off just well, not trying to do anything fancy. He's taking. And now we have the field spreading out again. We have a deep cover, long on, long off, mid wicket, knowing the hits of Moeen. Moeen pushing it there down to square leg, picking up a easy single there. And another great over by Third here, just giving away 3 runs, but picking up 2 key wickets. Oh, looks like there's a ball to go. I'm mistaken. Floated up outside off there by Third, trying to tempest on to play it through the covers to bring the fly slip in play, but does not get to the line of the ball. It's missed. But yeah, completing the over just with 2 runs, actually. 2 runs and 2 wickets. I mean, at this point, I would think Third will just end up bowling out from this end and keep the pressure on.
That is the completion of 10 overs with the Incredibles at 54 for a loss of 4. So we will have a change in the commentary box. We want to thank our guest, Srijay Sunil of the Spartans. Srijay, it's always a pleasure having you here. And you're welcome back anytime. Your knowledge of the game is great, and knowing all the players that you know, it's even better. It makes my life a lot easier. So with that being said, you can take a look at the warm chart here for the Incredibles. You see a quick loss of wickets back-to-back, with Trith having that hat-trick ball in play. I'd like to welcome Julian Calicor back to the booth here. So Julian, welcome. Your thoughts on the game so far, sir?
Good evening, everybody. Thanks, Shaz. Thank you, Srijay, for your assistance, helping out. I had been a little bit preoccupied earlier with helping get the game up and running, so needed to take a break and catch my breath. So far, it looks like LIV Incredibles got off to a decent start, but have been pegged back by Breybourne. Breybourne continuing the good form that they had from the weekend, where they bowled very well and were able to limit their opponents on the day. They were the Cardinals on Saturday, and then able to chase down the total fairly quickly. So they have brought the same pattern to this match. LIV Incredibles 54. We did, the shows you mentioned, Moeen come to the crease. He's got time to build an innings. He doesn't have to go berserk straight away. Give himself a couple of overs to sort of just find the middle of the bat, turn around, pick up the singles, and as long as he's there, he's a very powerful batter, capable of hitting the ball hard and picking up some quick runs at the last minute. So I'd say Breybourne with the noses in front right now, but still plenty of time to go. And this is Shiv continuing, just angling across the right-hander. And straight through to the keeper. Keeper's Jay. Keeper's Jay Desai, also the captain, who had one loss so far today where he lost the toss. But fairly minor in the greater scheme of things. I would think he may have chosen the bowl anyway. Good looking shot. Moyne just picks that up. Looks like it carries all the way for 6. Maybe not completely out of the middle of the bat, but nonetheless very powerful shot over cow corner. Human population has left for the evening.
That is very true. Very good. Lots of nature around us here in the stadium. If you've ever been here by Indian Boundary, you just notice that there's a lot of trees, a lot of shrubbery. Shifts comes back and Moyne places it. And oh, there's miscommunication. And is there a chance? No. No. That was close and goes back to the communication that we spoke about. The no, yes, hesitancy almost costing. Ensure that he saves his wicket. So great effort there from both sides, from Breybourne and from the Incredibles. Shift continues on. And, oh, a slash. It's actually very lucky that Hassan missed that, or else that was it. Pickens for Jay Desai there at the wicketkeeper. So, that completes 11 overs here. And the Incredibles are at 61 with a loss of 4. Trith back into the attack, and ooh, is there a noise? A very loud appeal. Trith almost doing jumping jacks on the pitch for the appeal, but
a dance like a crane there in the African savannah around the waterhole. Looked fairly animated. Tierth continues. A lot of spin on that one. Completely missed by Moyne. Perhaps the fading sunlight angling across his face might be just the flight of the ball. But so far he's been beaten fairly comprehensively. Got all of that one. It looks like it. Maybe not timed completely. 2 fielders converge on it on the boundary. Managed to save it. They should come back for an easy 2, and they do. Last fading half an hour or so of sunshine. Lights starting to take full effect. And we see the deft touch of Moyne there. not only can he be a brute with the bat, he can be elegant as well. Much like his artistry. So we should take a moment here, just wait for Tirth to deliver again. This one straight up in the air. He may be lucky, didn't quite get all of that. Good effort by the fielder. I believe that's Jay Patel, was that? Oh, that's Ove, sorry. That's Ove Siddiqui. Man sporting a brand new pair of shoes today. Had the unfortunate circumstance of losing his shoes on Saturday. But just managed to scamper through for a single. Lucky didn't time all of that one. And that one, Tirth, he beat it. Looks like yes. That was Hassan. Been there since the start. Went for a big hoik. Was beaten. Looks like he must have just dragged his foot across the line. He's not happy with the decision, but reluctantly and giving that out. Good bit of work behind the stumps by Jay Desai. And the fifth wicket falls, 64 for 5.
Yeah, Moin not happy with that call for umpire Hassan, but it seemed like from our side here, it looks like from our side here, that was Hassan who was stumped from the umpire. It looked like his foot was in front of the crease, unfortunately, and not behind the crease. And umpire Hassan not thinking twice and lifts up that finger, and Hassan unfortunately has to depart. So Hassan did well for his appearance today, being patient as he was in the beginning. So Trith completes his over, and look at that spell, ladies and gentlemen. You could read that correctly. 17 runs with 4 wickets. So Trith leaving his mark on this match here with his bowling and his spin. So coming onto the crease here for the Incredibles. We'll see who this young lad is as soon as we get a chance. We'll update that here for you on Cricket Clubs as well. So there's Trith right there. 4 overs, 17 runs, 4 wickets with a nice economy of 4.25. Can't ask more than that from your spinner here in a T20 format, ladies and gentlemen. That is definitely one that he will put in his bookmark. So we've got shift continuing on, and Moin slaps it away onto the covers and comes back for a quick double. And the new batsman for the Incredibles is Josh, who is on the non-strikers end currently. So if you're out there, ladies and gentlemen, you see what's going on, I would love to get your feedback, say what your score is for the Incredibles. Where do they end up at? We'd love to see what you have to say, so do comment on Facebook Live. Make sure you leave us a nice... and then Moin with an opportunity. Jay Desai settles underneath it, and about as easy as it can get for Jay. He makes no mistakes. Another loss for the Incredibles. So you've got 2 new batsmen coming to the crease. Moin Babar makes a cameo appearance at best. We're 13 runs on 14 balls. So the Incredibles not looking good. I know they're trying to accelerate, but at this point it seems like more of a free swinging the bat than a traditional plan of attack here, Julian.
Yes, and the word was up on that cameo performance there by Moin, straight up in the air, in fact. Very thick top edge, and as you mentioned, Shaz, very easy catch for Jay Desai, the keeper. So the new batter coming in is Danny Sheikh. He'll go straight to the striker's end, looking resplendent in the lovely bright yellow, goldish yellow uniforms for the LIV Incredibles, offset by his red pads. So yes, we'll throw it out there to you folks on Facebook Live watching, or on YouTube, what you might think the Final score will be, we have the Devils number 6 for 6. But it is not Halloween. There are no horror movies out right now, so we don't have to worry too much about that number. Shiv continues. First ball to Danish. Just watches it pass harmlessly outside the off stump. Doesn't have too long to get his eye in. We want to thank the folks who brought some fantastic chicken sandwiches to the commentary box to give us a little bit of nourishment here. We can't mention where they came from, but they are chicken. That might give you a clue. Danish just fends that off his hip, straight to the fielder in mid-wicket, short mid-wicket, for no run. So just a little bit of a lull in the action right now. The 2 quick wickets. Nothing like taking wickets to peg back the scoring rate of your opposition. Danish reaches for that outside off stump. Gets a little bit of bat on that, but straight into his ground. There's really no footwork there. Just hanging the bat out to dry. And a very tidy over so far by Shiv. Just 2 runs coming from it. The run rate continues to drop. LIV Incredibles with a little bit of work to do now to set a challenging total for Breybourne. Ooh, just past the outstretched hand of Shiv. Came uppishly off the just beat him, managed to scamper through for a single. That's the end of the over. 67 for 6 after 13.
See the over by over chart here, powered by Cricket Clubs. 67 for the LIV Incredibles for a loss of 6. So as Danish comes back, gets ready to take his bat. I've been playing with Danish before. He's a very capable player, pretty well known here in the Bolingbrook area as well. Has the ability to go long and accelerate as well, as majority of these players in the T20 format do. You have to have that in your back pocket in order to be able to be successful in this format, unless you are a bowling specialist. As Prithvish comes back into the account, and another miss there by Danish. So it's but just kidding, Danish. Just kidding, Danish. But Prithvish continues on from the northern end. A slash. Oh no, my apologies. He places that right into the covers, and Talamosin just about a hand's length away from possibly grabbing another wicket there. Interesting to see, Julian. You see a lot of brands out here with the bat makers that you see. Mace, of course, being one of the premier bat makers here for the USAPL. Want to give them a shout out for their continued partnership here with us and their quality work that they provide for all the batsmen of all ages here in the United States. And what a shot. That was absolutely pulled, and unfortunately right to the fielder. But great timing there, and goes directly on about 2 bounces onto the long off area. Excuse me, towards the cow corner area. And a quick toss back in, and Prithvish continues to Danish. Danish just, oh, and another hesitation. Oh, a direct hit might have had it. Jay unfortunately didn't get there quick enough. But Danish. Kind of hard to tell which side he's playing on. He's got the Breybourne red and the Incredibles yellow, and there he goes. Does he have a chance at that? It comes from the bottom of the bat. Nope, he does not. That seems, unfortunately, another wicket there for... Than that Robbins, seems like, unfortunately for Danish's sake. And I believe that is Samir Chaudhry with that catch right about chest height. Makes no mistake. And unfortunately for Danish, his innings come to an end for playing 8 balls at 2 runs. For the Incredibles, it's going to be Adil Ahmadullah, who comes on to the strike. And for those of us who've been following us since the premiere weekend this past Saturday, and if you have not, no problem at all, welcome back, or welcome to the broadcast itself. We have adopted the new ICC rules for the USAPL, where regardless if you are on strike or if you cross, if you are the last batsman that is out, the new batsman must take strike, unless, of course, it is the over. So that is why you see, even though they crossed between Josh and Danish, Adil Ahmadullah will be facing Prithvish. And he just guides that, Adil does, right into the gully region. Nice way to get off the duck, right? It's always the hardest one when you're a new batter coming in. You've got a lot of pressure. You know you've lost a lot of wickets. It's just that first run. Once you get that in there, gets your confidence bowling, gets your confidence flowing there. With that, that completes the over for the live Incredibles. It's 70 for a loss of 7 with 14 completed.
Yes, and Breybourne does seem to be well and truly in control of this match so far. Just to let you know that the Breybourne Cricket Club is looking to create pathways for the young and emerging cricketers of Chicagoland to play professional cricket. They have international cricketers like JP Dumini from South Africa, Thisara Pereira from Sri Lanka on their advisory board, and Lalchand Rajput on their advisory board, as well as mentor and coach. That is one of the more amazing things you have today. They have quite an array of international talent helping them out. Breybourne Cricket Club is looking to create new training programs that will help cricket athletes to develop and enhance their game and skills throughout the year. Breybourne Cricket Club is providing one-on-one and group mentorships to members from renowned international cricketers. Become a member today. As we see Shiv coming back on, so continuing the bowl from the southern end, bowling to Adil. I'll just call him Adil, since I'll probably mess up Ahmadullah. See Shiv continuing here for Breybourne. He looks like he got a good chunk of that one. Yes, he has cleared the boundary easily. That one is well timed over the south hill onto the neighbouring baseball field, which fortunately is vacant. Still fair to say Breybourne's in front. And just to mention that the membership to Breybourne Chicago Club will be opening soon. Follow Breybourne, subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. I don't believe they're on Truth Social. As you see, just tapped away to the offside for no run to the man at gully. Nice bit of fielding. So LIV Incredible, still in a bit of strife, but 5 overs to bat out, so probably thinks Chaz that these two gentlemen have to hang around for the next 2 or 3 overs, maybe take them through to over number 18. So chops that into the ground for no run.
You're absolutely right, Julian. Adil, who can hit, as you saw about 2 balls ago, where he absolutely smoked that. and cleared the hill again, similar to his buddy Agrim. Shift comes back, and is there an opportunity? Yes! And that is about as... Oh, man. I feel bad for the Incredibles at this point in time. Just when you think they have some... So a phenomenal driving catch there by Arvind. So Arvind, great jump on the ball, great extension. And we'll give you 10 points on the somersault as well. So Breybourne Cricket Club strikes yet again. Unfortunately for the LIV Incredibles, they're down 8 wickets with only 76 runs in the bank and only 2 more wickets in hand. So I don't know now. At this point, do you just go all out, or you try to play this out and try to extend that game as far as you can, Julian? Because got tail enders here. I mean, still expect to be comparable with the bat, but not much there left for the Incredibles.
Well, yes, runs are paramount, but you can't leave any unbowled balls. Let them go. You need to bat out your 20 overs, right, as close to as possible. So perhaps keep the ball moving around a little bit. That's a great delivery there from Shiv. Still getting the ball moved just a little bit back into the new batter. That's the end of over number 15. 76 runs on the board for 8 wickets down. LIV Incredibles in a little bit of trouble. But yeah, there's still 5 overs to bat out. These two guys really need to... yes, they probably can't go berserk at the moment. They do need to pick up some runs. But even just 1 or 2 with a boundary here and there is going to help their cause. Anything right now. The previous wicket there for Amadullah was... he looked in 2 minds and it ended up being batting practice. He just slapped it gently to out of end, and it was about as easy as catch as you can take. He really didn't need to roll around on the ground, but probably just enjoying the moment. It's going to be Pruthvish to continue for his final over. Got 1 wicket for 11 runs. Bowled very tidily again, continuing the action. See a slap there from Josh Patel. Lucky he didn't get all of that. See Samir Chowdhury coming in from the boundary. Strong arm, big strong guy. Slower ball from Pruthvish. Doesn't fool Usama. They should come back for 2. There is a fielder out there in the deep. So just 2, but it was a nice shot through the forward of cover region. Crease. Starts wide and then moves in right at the very end. Produces another uncertain shot from the batter. That's Usama. Hits. Usama. And I think Shaz at this time, they just need to keep things moving along. There's a certain psychological factor in scoring 100. If they can get to 100, and perhaps with the light as the sun fades, the early twilight, might give them a little bit of an advantage to try picking up some early wickets. You see Osama slash it out through gully. They may come back for 3. Yes, that's some good running, a good throw, but does make it safely.
Great running there. This, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, it's a T20 format. This is the format that is going to be seen and heard in the future, right? So we want to make sure that strategy is available. And unfortunately for some, it's... Continue my thought here in a second as Chush plays a good defense. As I was saying, the strategy for some just becomes, you know, hey, why don't they just go for it? It's almost over. Well, there's a little bit more strategy to it than that, where you don't want to leave any opportunities regardless of the score, and then as you mentioned to it earlier, the psychological advantage of just having that 100, it gives you that boost and it gives you that confidence when you're in the field that you have a triple-digit total to defend. And Josh going on the back foot there and pushes it through for, is that a boundary? That is a boundary, yes. Josh with a boundary over deep point.
We're just discussing, LIV Incredibles in a bit of trouble, but nothing foolish there. They picked up they picked up a double, a single, a triple, and then a 4, which if you're playing baseball, that would be the cycle. Without trying too hard, and the one boundary, they picked up 10 runs that over. They've got 4 more overs to do that if they can pick up another 40 runs. 35, 40 runs, they'll give them a score of 120 or so. Again, psychologically, it's still not a big score. We saw Breybourne chase down 120 fairly comfortably on Saturday, but that was in bright sunshine. In about half an hour's time when the sunlight's gone down, but there's still a bit of twilight there. It might be difficult batting for that 15-20 minute period, and if LIV Incredibles can pick up an early wicket or two during that time, then that might help get them back in the game.
Stalamosa comes back into the attack, and another nice shot there by Osama. So now you're trying to see a lot of that confidence being built between these two, right? The partnership is starting to form, which is always good to see. Stalamosa comes back. It looks like he's going to try to take these last 2 wickets, if at all possible. Knowing Tala and how aggressive he is, that's exactly what he's been shooting for. Oh, and a very well-placed York that's defended, and they get a quick single out of it. Talha, you can't place that ball. Single there. If you can hold that line and length right there, that's those are the Yorkers from Shaheen Afridi, from the Bumrahs of the world that you're really trying to mirror and try to imitate it as best as you can. But of course, those are the creme de la creme. And there's a full toss that's actually missed. Full toss missed by Osama. Jadasai does a great job of keeping that ball in front of him and ensuring it doesn't get anywhere near the boundary. Gets a great glove on there. But Talamosa known for his Yorkers, but of course when you miss it, that's what happens. That's the result. You get that full toss. And fortunately for Talha, Osama wasn't able to read it right off of his hand. And another full toss. And a complete miscommunication. Wow, complete miscommunication. We had 2 incredible batsmen in one side of the crease. And somehow...
Yes, a little bit of comedy cricket there, but all things considered, they did manage to pick up a run. It looked like Josh was going to charge back down to the non-strikers end again, but they were both having a conversation up at the batter's end. And it made sense at that point for Osama to take off, because if he did make it, they'd get the run, and that's exactly what happened. You mentioned the Yorker as a weapon, and Tala wide? No, just called 1 bouncer for the over, so it was considered a legitimate bouncer, not over the batter's head. That's his 1 official bouncer for the over. There is only 1 ball left, so unless he bowls another bouncer, he doesn't have to worry too much about that. Good over from Tala, just the 3 runs so far. LIV Incredibles on 89. Tala with a little bit of a stuttering run in. Another good Yorker, got that one right. Managed to squeeze that out to point. Some quick running, as they should be looking. 90 for 8 are the LIV Incredibles. See Osama sporting number 125, an unusual number to have on your back. We might have to call him Buck and a Quarter, which is also the new name for Dollar Store. Maybe we'll call him Dollar Store.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. His first dad joke of the evening. I don't know, Julian. I think I'll let the viewers decide if that was a dad joke or not with a Dollar Tree. Come on, man. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, of course. Some great supplies to be found at the Dollar Tree, by all means. And great. Now, all I'm gonna think about when I see Osama is $1.25. Thank God you said that rather than 50 cents or something like that. So, his attackers and trying to finish this off as quickly as he can. So for Mohit, it's coming from the north end. So a slight change for him as he's been bowling from the south end at the start of the innings. And there's a in to make set play. Sama's done very well with the bat. Strike rate of 100. See if he's got some more magic left. Then finish these few overs off. And he goes for it, but unfortunately for him, he steps back. So probably see on that replay, he moves away from the ball. That was going to be over gully easily, or even point possibly, had he timed it right. But nonetheless, they score a run. They take a run on that. And every run right now for the Incredibles is absolutely important. And another back pedal from Josh, but he does manage to get it over Gully's head. Take a quick double. So Josh is actually very quick between the wickets, as you can tell. Breybourne waits to get the ball back as Mohit gets ready. And a short ball, but picked up very, very well from Josh. And he deposits that over fine leg. Chance as they inch ever closer towards the all-elusive 100. You can see from 17 balls, a partnership of 22 between these two. And these runs, you know, they can come in very, very handy. And there was most likely not a run there, as the LIV Incredibles one away from that all-important 100. And Josh goes for it, and Oves literally takes 2 steps in and completes the catch. So Osama goes for it all, but unfortunately for him, in front of the boundary there, Julian. So you would hope that they continued on. They were doing really well, but I think got a little greedy there.
No, I'm not sure about that. I think the ball was in the slot. It was there to be hit. That's the time of the innings where you really do have to be pushing along. That's the end of that ball, was the end of the 18th over. So I don't think you can fault him for going for that shot. He just didn't quite execute it, and perhaps could have placed it a little bit better, because it was straight at the fielder. He either had to clear him or put it on the ground. If he'd placed it a little bit better, maybe he would have got away with that. But nonetheless, I think it was there to be hit. These two had put on a good little partnership, and unfortunately, it comes to an end. We now have 99 for 9 for LIV Incredibles. And the last player comes in is Jimit Patel. And oh, that's Mohit's brother. So Jimit's going to the striker's end, but that was the end of the over. So Jimit versus Mohit in the All-Star Battle Royale here at Bolingbrook Stadium. Something they can go home and see who has bragging rights tomorrow over their Cheerios. It's Tuller coming in for his last over. Slapped away there by Josh. Looking to come back for two, and he is. And some, I guess some, what's the word I'm after there? It was not very confident running, but and there we have it. The psychological mark has been reached, or been breached. 101 for 9. As Tuller continues. And Josh does get most of that. It may just dribble across the boundary, and it does. And Josh is continuing on. Nice little cameo here. And anything can happen. And they've done a good job of getting over the century mark, and we'll see if Josh can continue on here. He's doing very well, 22 of just 13 deliveries.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done. He's held more than his own here, I would say. And these runs for Incredibles are going to be extremely valuable. And he goes again. Oh, he retains strike. He says no, he wants to retain strike. So Josh really feeling it at this point. Actually says no to the single that was there. So one of two things. That being said, one, his confidence is super high, or two, he's seen the ball really well off of Tullah's hand, so he wants to retain strike here. And he places that into the covers. Well played. As Jimit will come in to face his first ball here of the USAPL. Ensuring that they're on the same page. Seems like both of them are very quick between the wickets, so it should be a good partnership if they can play that single double game. Very well bowled by Tullah. It's gets those golden dot ball. And it's just as I say that, Breybourne comes alive and tells Tullah to continue on. Another well bowled, along with a grunt there from Tullah Mohsin. It's very well known.
Overs, which is probably one of the more criminal offences you can have in the T20 format. So they've made it this far. So now at this point, one wicket in hand, go for it. You leave one or two balls, you can live with that, but they've done a good job to get into this stage, and they have put on about 40 runs. Chance to bowl to, I'm assuming, his younger brother, judging by the size of them. That could be a wide. We haven't seen too many extras tonight. No, that was a good delivery outside off stump. Trying to keep it as far away from the batter as possible. Have we lost our feet? And there we go. And a reverse whack. I don't know what else to call that. It wasn't a sweep. It was just a reverse whack at a full toss. It was right on. Very well with normal stroke making, not to downplay the value that a reverse shot has in the modern format of the game. But that seems an ill-timed version and perhaps unnecessary. He'd been doing so well with normal cricket. Charges down the wicket, takes 2 or 3 strides. They're going to push for 2. They should probably come back. Yes, and in the end, it might have trickled across the boundary for 4. I think it did. A little bit of a mishap on the boundary. Picked up another valuable 4. Not sure why Jash Patel was not looking to push for the second there, but thankfully for him it did trickle across the boundary. So just the 2 deliveries remaining. And we will have the final ball. Mohit Patel bowling to his younger brother, Jimmy Patel. Not sure why we're not live here. What's going on? And we see a huge shot, but straight to the fielder there. Good catch. He got all of that, but straight to the fielder. And that brings us to the end of the innings. They did manage to make it all the way to the 20th over. 115 all out. Breybourne's done a great job of limiting LIV Incredibles to 115 runs, but LIV Incredibles did manage to get a decent score on the board. We'll come back in 10 minutes for the resumption when Breybourne chased down 160, or attempt to chase down 116 to win this match.
Hello Chicagoland, I am Lalchan Rajput, former India coach. I will be associated and looking forward to be mentor of the club. Come be a Breybourne.
We will win in the end. We can lose, we can lose. We can lose if we choose. We will win.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मैं उशैल ख़ान और मैं बड़ा एक्साइटेड हूँ शिकागो लिबर्टी कप। इंशाल्लाह आएंगे, परफॉर्म करेंगे और अच्छी क्रिकेट खेलेंगे इंशाल्लाह और ट्रॉफी जीतेंगे। थैंक यू।
Welcome back to the live coverage here of the USAPL match number 3. Come to you from the beautiful Bolingbrook Stadium here in, of course, Bolingbrook. Evening's cooling off a little bit, sun is going down, lights are taking full effect. We've got the electronic scoreboard shining like a beacon. And it is a lovely night. We'll have Breybourne coming on to chase 116 runs for victory, which I'm not a betting man. That avenue of fun was taken away from me from a long time ago. But Srijay, you probably can't comment too much on this since you are a participant in the league. But what are you expecting Breybourne to do here?
I'm expecting Breybourne to have the fast start that they did last game. I think Salman Ahmed, Kupi as he goes by around this town, had a quick fire 40 runs and about 20 some, and so about 20 some balls. So I think before the night sky gets dark, I think he'll try to maximize and get them off to a flyer of a start like he did last game. I think that's my prediction.
Now, in general, well, hang on. Well, we're starting off here with Moyne coming in with his leg spinners. And Salman just starts off fairly nicely, slaps that away for an easy 2 to get the innings underway. We have 2 gentlemen from the USAPL Management Committee pretending that they're panes of glass, but really they're just panes being in our way. Kartik, Hassan. Thank you. And someone slaps it away again. This one heading towards the boundary. A bit of a stumble, doesn't quite get all the way there. That is the longest boundary on this field here. That's in the region of 73, 74 metres, I believe. Reconsider.
Actually, Moeen off late has been doing this where he comes in with a leg spinner action. He'll give you a toss up 1 or 2. And then after that, he'll hold it, seam up, and dart one right at the stumps when the batsman's least expecting it. Interesting to see how Arvind plays his innings, seeing that last time he was just watching the Salman show and just happily rotating the strike. But I'm sure he would like
get the one of the 2 batters outside. You're probably fairly safe.
Yeah, can't agree more. But I do like how Incredibles have started. You know, it's a low-scoring game, so they're trying to have an unconventional start of having a spinner open it instead of a fast bowler, so that there's something different for Salman and Arvind to think of instead of getting the regular seamers that they're used to playing day in and day out.
Exactly. Ooh, and we see slipped one through there. I'm not sure if it spun too much, but it certainly deceived the batter. Mind you, he was going for another monumental hoik and just whiffed over the top of that. Not the cleanest bit of keeping we've seen, but no threat of a stumping there either. Just chopped that one off the under edge of the bat, dribbled out the leg side. There was probably a single there if he was prepared, but as it was, end of the over. And not a bad start there, 4 runs coming from it. As you said, a bit of an experiment there, Srijay. In the end, relatively safe, but why not try something new, especially when you're defending a low total, because wickets are paramount. If you can get a couple of early inroads, they can make all the difference. If you fail to get, if Breybourne gets through the first 6 overs, the power play, without losing a wicket, regardless of whether they're 40, 50 or 60, they're probably going to be in the driver's seat at that point.
Yeah, I think Incredibles, they need to pick up one or if not both of these openers within the power play overs. And I think that's the plan here. So we see Osama coming into bowl. Plays his cricket up in Skokie area. He's a nice quick bowler who brings the ball in and out. He's been in the cricket circuit in Chicago for about 10 plus years and always up there in the count of highest wicket takers. So it'll be interesting to see how he starts off. We see that for his pace, he's got the deep third man and a long on to start his spell, knowing well that both these batsmen are not holding back and will be trying to go for it.
Exactly, and the third man is probably my favorite position. As we see, straight into the slot, driven away. The ground slowed down a little bit as the night has progressed. Looks like there's going to be no... or the threat of some dampness there. Just the 2 runs coming from that one. Perhaps on Saturday that one may have raced away to the boundary in the heat of the day. Better delivery, a little bit quicker, similar line and length. But I think a little bit of extra pace just deceived Arvind. Wasn't able to do too much with that.
Bringing the third man in.
Yeah, I mean, bringing the third man in, as you mentioned, that's an unusual, more of a fly slip type of position now. With these 2 batters, they tend to swing away. You might find he might be a little bit short.
Yeah, I think Osama has realized that bowling full is working for him, so hence bringing the third man in, getting the long off back, telling the batsman, please go ahead, try to hit me down the ground, so that missed time or 2 can sit in their fielder's hands. It's a high risk, high reward, I would say, Julian, especially with how the outfield is going. I mean, any batsman who plays in the Chicago area watching this field, I mean, they must have loved that cover drive, seeing the ball almost go for 4 there. It's a very rare occurrence in Chicago, but the groundskeeping team has been doing a great job maintaining this BPL stadium.
Thank you, we appreciate that. And you mentioned a little bit of movement in and away from the batter. In that case, there was some in-swing, drifting into the pads. Arvind was making a little bit of room for himself, trying to hit it the way on the offside as it was. Didn't manage to do too much other than just tap it harmlessly to cover for no run. Good start by Osama so far, and a good start by LIV Incredibles. 10 balls in. See a big hit, or attempted big hit, scooped it underneath. It was sort of a half pull, half hook to a not very short length ball. As it was, just scooped it for a single. Brings us to the end of the over. 9 runs on the board, 2 overs down. And I'd say LIV Incredible's done a decent start so far.
Yeah, they restricted the run flow, especially with the batsmen at the crease. But I think they still need to pick up a wicket in the next over or so to try to peg back Breybourne here from just cruising in. But yeah, like you said, opening batsman, especially with the USAPL, with the level of talent that there is, right? I mean, there's plenty of batting depth for all the teams, and the openers have free reign basically to maximize the power play, because there's enough batters to take care of business further down, especially being a 20-over game. If they can maximize the 6 overs and let's say get to 60 runs or so, I mean, they're basically set up the game for the rest of the team to come in and take care of business.
Absolutely, and I think you mentioned LIV Incredibles really do need to get a couple of wickets in the power play, because again, even if they restrict them run rate wise, and we see there just a harmless tap out to Mahmood at cover, even if they restrict them to 30 runs in the power play, if they no wickets down, 90 runs in 14 overs, beyond that should be an easy chase. So it's all about wickets at this stage. Moyne continues. See it hoiked away. There is a man coming in from deep mid-wicket, fields it back for a comfortable 2. Nice throw from the deep there. That's done. The backward cap. Going to continue. Arvind's on strike. He's done the majority of the scoring so far. There's the faster one. It was just outside off stump, hoping for an edge, much like if anyone was watching Netherlands versus West Indies earlier today. Teenage bowler for the Netherlands. Not exactly an elegant shot, but effective for a single down to long off. And thus far, Moen's persisting with his leg spin. Unusual. Maybe he's saving his strength for later, or perhaps as he gets a little bit older, he wants to maintain the legs for the long term. A little bit over pitched. Good looking shot. It was a square drive. not quite all the way to the boundary. Again, that's the longest boundary out there on the western side of the ground, about 74, 75 metres. That ball rolled about 72, 70. It's about 78 yards on an 80-yard boundary. And one ball to finish the over. Again, fairly tidy. Cricket one there. It was a sharp chance to the man at backward point. Just dropped it. That's DJ out there. And that brings us to the end of 3. We'll welcome back to the commentary box. Breybourne.
Thank you very much, Julian. Looking forward to a great second innings here from Breybourne. If you tuned in for our first match,